This part of the video is to show you that it actually works. It would enable an electrical device if it were connected to an electrical device. But in this format, while it's on the computer, I'm just launching programs with it. I mean, it's still going through the same mux. It's just not on an electrical board. It's just designed in the software. It will work, and this is a way of proving that it will work. I'm launching multiple programs as I go along. This one will be Excel. So they're already pre-selected. I've decided what I wanted to launch before I do this. It will be the same with the device, and I'm going to go through the applications of the device that I've selected, the things that it could be used for, and one thing that I am going to use it for. Hello. So I have a few ideas on how I can use this. I mean, I have my own intention, but what really made me think about it was when I was in what was it, Little Rock, Arkansas, and I saw one of these things. And I started thinking about it. I mean, I know people have done this before, but it's just something I have to do because I there's nothing I can do out there. I mean, I'm walking in circles trying to make someone tell the truth. Nobody wants to tell the truth. So anyway, my digital my signal selector. Basically, it's a digital signal selector. It's you can select while saying you want to sense an output, and I'm going to show you 4 examples of how it can be used. Now, I did add software. Different. I configured the software differently for each version I'm going to show you. So let's say it's a washing machine. I want to I don't know, washer setting 1. I mean, it'll be one of these. Maybe it's this one, this one. It'd be one of those. So you press that, and you'd start your washer, and it'll do setting 1. And it's a digital selector, which makes it better because it's a digital signal, and all you have to do is enable the output of something or turn something on. So you press start, and it goes. Um, then if you did, setting 4, it did 4. If you did setting 7, it did setting 7. It's just a digital selector. It just selects the output with a digital voltage instead of a really high voltage or analog or a put or a selector switch. Now, the reason I'm doing this, the reason I want to do this, when I was working at Alcatel, 1997, 98 time frame, I met a person named Paul Hughes, and I had a little 4-track recorder, Tascam recorder, and I had 4 inputs, but I was tired of having to change the inputs because I had 4 inputs, and I kept plugging, I'd record guitar here, then I'd move it to the next track, and I'd record on the next track, and I just kept moving track to track to track to record multiple guitar, tracks. So I designed something that would have a switch on it. The problem with that switch was it didn't have enough contact space, so I was getting distortion. It was getting noise because it didn't have enough contact space for enough current to flow. There's not enough. It was just a little tiny contact space. So that's what would be good with this, because you're enabling something, you're turning it on, and then it works. You don't have just a small connection; it's got its own connection. Now again, I haven't built it, but I know it's going to work. At least it won't have the noise that I had with the selector. I know it works because people use it for this kind of stuff. I know this. It's probably what they're using for this. Probably is. I just made the software do this. So that on HDMI output, let's just do no output first. So there's no outputs. No outputs. One. I mean, you only want one HDMI device at a time, right? Uh, so I know it'll work because of stuff like that. And again, it's not just software. It's actually using a mux and a demux with the actual gates. You can buy the chip at 8-to-1 mux and probably a 1-to-8 demux, but I just designed it myself because I thought it would be fun. I found it something I want to do. Now, this is what I was wanting to do it with, because that's what I was talking about. Music, I wanted, I had 4 inputs. I would have just had 2, but I had to kind of get rid of everything I had. But then I had 4 inputs, and I wanted, this input to go to this one, or turn a knob and then this one you go to this one, and I could do it like that. I could just do multiple selections, but it didn't work well because I didn't have enough contact space. So anyway, this does work, and I'll show you that. So again, I have two patch panels. You can see that, two patch panels in this, and it has one patch panel for this, one patch panel for this, multiple inputs for each input of the device. So I'll move it down here so you can see it. There it goes. So let's say we have no inputs at first, so there's nothing selected. Let's say I want to have a microphone and maybe, instrument one, maybe it's a guitar playing along with it. And so you select that. Maybe I want to do instrument 5. Maybe it's a bass guitar playing along with it. I don't know. Maybe you have somebody else singing, or maybe it's a different kind of microphone, because different microphones have different sounds. Like condenser mics pick up a whole lot of stuff compared to some microphones. So maybe it's something like that. See, it just selects what input you want and sends one output. You send one of these inputs into that output. Now, the purpose I would have used it for would have been, for my house, because I had drums, guitars, bass. I had all kinds of I had all kinds of recording equipment. But it's all gone now, right? Intel Corporation. Clark County, Oklahoma, Texas law enforcement, Travis County, sheriff. Everybody knows you won't tell the truth. So anyway, here I would have one microphone for me singing, and I had a mixer. My mixer had a bunch of microphones, because I was using a 7-piece drum set at the time, so I had multiple microphones around my drum set, so I could pick up all the drums. And then I would play with a bass guitar. I'd have a electric guitar and a bass guitar, and one electric guitar I would play leads on, so I'd have multiple tracks. But I'd use, here's the instrument input for, some instruments, and a mic input, and that's what I've done. So I'd have a selector knob for this, and I'd have a selector knob for this. And I'm going to show you that. So I'll pull this one up, and it will be here. It's basically the same thing as the last one, except I changed the interface a little bit. So again, maybe I want to play drums. Maybe I've recorded everything except the drums, and now I want to record the drums. So now I'm going to set it up, and I'll start recording drums. I got all the microphones going into a mixer. The mixer goes into this input right here. It would be going in input 1, and then I'd be able to record whatever's plugged in the mixer. Or if I wanted to listen to the microphone, I have the microphone out to record just the microphone input into here. I have auxiliary inputs. I can select one of the auxiliaries. Something like that. If I wanted, I could, record guitars. Maybe I didn't want, to use one of these, so I say no output, and then I wanted to record, one of the guitars, maybe bass guitar, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, whatever. But it would, select one of these outputs that I have here, and it would put it into channel 2. So this channel 1 selector, channel 2 selector, and then I would do that, and now it's got instrument 1 going to channel 2. Maybe it was instrument 2, or maybe it was one of the auxiliaries I wanted to use. E. Maybe I'll use E. So auxiliary E would be the input, and I'd be recording with it. If I wanted to, sing, or maybe somebody wanted to play drums while I'm recording, the electric guitar. They would want to do that. Well, then we'd have that. The problem with that is it would be recording both things onto one track. That kind of interface, you wouldn't want to do that, I don't think. But anyway, that's another idea somebody can steal and go have fun with. So, I mean, you could even write the software to do this and control it, USB interface, right? Because that's what this was connected with, USB interface into the computer. This software could control this thing, through a MUX. I'm using a MUX and a DMUX, and it's something that, other people can do this. I did this because I don't have anything else to do. I'd like to be out there working. I'd like to be out there making money. I'd like to have my wife, in Vietnam instead of being here. I'd like to make sure April has a life because of what you guys did to her. I'd like to make sure Shane and Jacob and Jolene have their life because of what you guys did to her. Han and Richard have their lives, but you guys won't tell the truth. You keep lying. So, here I sit, waiting, and you won't do nothing but lie. Thanks, cops. Good job, guys. I hate you.